Hello, friends, and welcome into Casa de Jefre on the road. Welcome in to the DLLS Dream House. One last stream from the Combine. We're the last people standing out here at this sucker. And so if you have anything that you want to talk about from the Combine, if you have any questions that you have, fire them at me. We're here for whatever. We're here for all the things. But I know my people. My people are weirdos, okay? My people in August, when we're getting ready for the season, send in mock draft. And I judge all of you, but I also kind of like it secretly. So on the last night that we're here at the Combine, we're going to leave tomorrow morning. I have it on TV, so I'll be distracted. I'm thinking about renaming my channel ADHD Cowboys. I think that'd be a good play strategically. But I figured, why not just draft them up? Let's do a mock draft. I'm getting up to where I'm about 100 players into having film on guys. And you guys know I like to trade stuff. So we can just play around with it, see what happens. I saw some people saying Downs' measurables were really bad. No, he measured fine. But that is the thing at the Combine. I was just telling John, the greatest producer in the history of broadcast, I was just telling him, they keep saying this thing where it's like, oh my God, it's the fastest position group at every position this year. This is crazy. Yeah, everybody who's not going to test well doesn't test anymore. And it's more and more people every year. So if Caleb Downs is going to go run a 4.56, he doesn't run. If he was going to go vert jump 33 inches while other guys are going 41, he's not going to jump. He's like, I don't have to. So he doesn't. No, I think Downs, but that's why you could have Caleb Downs. It's because even if he tests at pro day, he might run a 4.5. He's not going to have the most imposing anything. He's a football instinct dude that plays so fast. And he plays safety. Like, there's a couple of positions that the measurables don't matter as much. If you have a iffy combine at running back, don't care. If you have an amazing combine at running back, that's cool. It's not going to move you up because you don't have a direct opponent play in and play out. It's how good are you at what you do, right? So Caleb Downs is really good at what he does, and that's why he's going to get drafted high. But he might be available at 12 because he's not going to have incredible measurables. Williams in the super chat, would a successful offseason be signing a starting linebacker and edge and drafting a cornerback and safety? I do think they'll sign a starting linebacker. They probably need to sign an edge. My thing about that one is you need to sign all four. That's a successful offseason because you can't go into the draft without your pants on. You got to have your pants on when you're drafting. And unless it's the COVID year and you're on the boat and the camera's only waist up, you need your pants on when you're drafting. Everything has to be covered. If you got something hanging out, you're forcing yourself into picks, and that is a great way to miss. It's a great way. So they need to sign all those things. Shout out to Cecil. It's not even a super chat. My favorite content creator. Send in good stuff about me. I'll read your chats. Roman Wolf Gaming is in here. Said, what if they draft you number 12? Can you get to the quarterback? I can't. I'm 11 days out from having a knee replaced. Complete, full replacement because they tell me that knees are better these days. Dane Brugler, first day we were here. My friend Dane Brugler, formerly my teammate. The original co-host of Trust the Tape. And formerly Cowboys, the draft show was on it with him. He caught up to us walking to the Combine on day one. And the reason he knew it was me is like, I thought it was you, but then I realized I'd recognize that gait anywhere. When your right leg doesn't straighten or bend all the way, it sucks. And they tell me the replacements are kick-ass these days, and I can still play volleyball when I'm recovered, so we'll see. Will people start saying Thieneman is better than Downs in a month? I think you're seeing people say it today, aren't you? Some people are saying it, and I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to say negative things about Dylan Thieneman, but I think his draft range is around the Cowboys pick, somewhere around 20 to 35. I think that's his range, and I think that's where I would have him. Maybe as high as like 18. And I think Downs you can take as high as you want because it's a wonky year. And then with what's happening at the Combine, we were playing with the idea of Lance Zierlein just did his mock draft, Caleb Downs, 12, Dallas Cowboys. And I think that would be a good pick because my biggest thing for Dallas right now, like last year, Tyler Booker at 12, when they did it, you know what? Shout out to me, matter of fact. Because before the draft started, you know, I work for a company and myself, but I work for a company. And so you get questions to make these little short videos for YouTube. And it was like, give me a guy that you would love, a guy that you would hate, and a guy that would be a surprise. And I said, Tyler Booker would be my surprise, but you shouldn't be mad at it because he's good enough to be drafted at that spot and you're not going to miss. And the Cowboys been missing and they need to not miss. Justin said, same here. You're my favorite too, which means he gets read in the chat. Jeff, you honestly don't look like you're in your 40s. I think you could give the Cowboys a couple of reps. One knee ago. Although if in 2 years at Abilene Christian I never caught a pass on Danielle Manning, I don't know if at 41 I'm going to be better than I was. Probably not. Jeff, what was your 40 time when you played football? Okay, so here's the thing. In real life, I was a 4.6 guy on a handheld timer, but I insist that I can say I was a 4.5 guy because in the spring at Abilene, 2 coaches with a stopwatch. One got 4.64, one got 4.59. I told the 4.59 guy, I said, I'm a 4.5 guy for the rest of my life. Now, I could run with some of these D tackles one time. It would hurt for 3 weeks, but I think I could bust you a 5 flat, give or take. I could beat Jesse with a 3.5-yard start. I'll tell you that. Formula's in the super chat. Pool fun, captain trade down. Think they stick and pick or trade back if they have a partner? I think trading back would be a lot of fun. I think it depends who's available at 12. So let's just do it. How about that? I've been sitting here fiddle farting. I know what we want. We want a mock draft. Let's mock draft. I think it's this button. I'm not good at buttons. Share screen. Bang. Share screen. That one. Share it. All right, I'm going to use Pro Football Focus mock. I picked 3 rounds just in case I trade down. It's not doing what I think it's doing. Let me see on StreamYard. Nope, that's not sharing anything. Hold on. I can figure this out. I believe in me. Present? No? Oh, it's because I'm not in control. I can't share my screen, can I? Ha, ha, ha. Go to Pro Football Focus Mock Draft Simulator. I forgot this isn't actually running off of my laptop, so I can't do that. But as I told you, the greatest producer in the history of the world, watch him do it from 2 feet to my left. Pro Football Focus Mock Draft Simulator. We want to be the Cowboys. Sorry, guys. Juan's on a plane listening. That's what I'm talking about. Do you trust that Jerry will spend significant cap on defense? Significant? No, I actually do not. But I think I'll settle for more than usual. That's what I'll settle for. Okay. Oh, I forgot we also have a border thing, which is going to screw it up. Yeah, just get rid of it. This is no longer a DLLS production. Get that out of there. You still got it in the background. All right, we're mock drafting. 3 rounds, please, where it's up there towards the top right. Click on that 3. Yeah, but I might trade down. We can start the draft now. Oh, pick the Cowboys. You got to pick the Cowboys. We're the Cowboys. I do not have Sky over here, but shout out to Skywalker Steel. That man's a badass too. Solid Duck said, I've waited since November for this day. Juan said, I was mad yesterday. I didn't mean what I said to you. I don't know what you said to me, but I forgive you. On my best days, criticism doesn't bother me. I'm just doing me. On my worst days, it does bother me, and I'll hate you all. But we're good today. Enter draft. Start draft. Well, I need to make this real big so I can see what's happening here. Okay, so let's run it down. Bain, number 1, whatever. Mendoza's gone. That's fine. Jeremiah Love, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, David Bailey, Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, Maui Noah, Caleb Banks, Mekhi Lemon. Not totally unrealistic for the most part, so that's fine. Now, I'll tell you from here, I don't know if I would want to trade down. I lost the... Sonny was up there at the very top, right? Sonny got picked early. Son of a biscuit. All right, we'll deal with him twice a year. No big deal. My dream is Banks or Sonny somehow getting to 12 because of their positions. Didn't work out for us. Mansour Delane's my number 1 corner, and we actually would be picking a premium position. So I'm very tempted. But can you give me because I know that the rankings are Trevor Sycam's baby, and he's my homie, and I think that he's great. My rankings don't necessarily match his. Can you scroll a little bit and let me see what other options we have? Messidor, Falk, Terrell, Howell, Tyson. I don't want any of that. Okay, so I'll tell you, in Jeff world, we have literally one option if we're not trading down, and it would be picking Mansour Delane. Can you click on the trade thing that's right there by your mouse? Let me open that up and see what kind of options we got. Jets at 16. I bet I would lose Mansour Delane if I did that. But would you trade 12 for 16 and 44, knowing you might lose your corner? I also really like Avion Terrell. Well, how do the Cowboys feel about him? Do they think he's big enough to be their nickel guy? Are they willing to play him outside? I don't know. But I really like Terrell. And there's other corners in this draft that I really like. Could we go trade bonkers, trade now, and maybe trade again? I'm going to let the chat vote on this. Trade or Delane? Those are your words. First one to 5 is what we're going to do. We're either going to pick Mansour Delane or we're going to trade. We're going to see if we can get 16 and 44. So I'm going to wait patiently for 5 votes on either side. 1 for Delane, 2 for Delane, 1 for trade, 3 for trade. Oh, we're cranking up. Delane, 3 to 3, trade, 4 to 3, 5 to 3. We're trading. All right. All right, John, see if they'll do 16 and 44. That's probably an overpay, but let's see if they'll do it for 12. What's the percentage? 0? Okay, hold on. Let's take a peek here. Let's take a no. I don't want to be unrealistic here. But what about 16 and 44? We give you 12 and 112. Try that. Go 112 there. Give it a shot. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, go ahead and offer that trade. Let's see what we can do. What's the other trade? It says 2. I forgot how to check the other one. I don't remember how. Maybe I could see your laptop and see if I could figure it out. It says there's 2 options. Oh, the drop down. Click on the Jets. No, on the actual, or it says select a team to trade with, New York Jets. Click the drop down. Who else wants some of this action? All right. Hit unclick 112. Do 17 and 50. Try it. Oh, you guys know. You guys know that brings me joy. This brings me joy. Oh, I like Jay Vega. 5 minutes, Jeff. We're not on the clock anymore. We got out of there. All right, now we're at 17, and we have ourselves a second-round pick. Why sense does it make the trade? Well, the point of the trade is that I'm thinking in this draft, having an extra pick in the second round or even in the third round, depending on position, I can find you a starter. So now we're at 17, and look at that. You trade down people lost Mansour Delane. Now look at that. And not only that, that's who they were going up for. What a bunch of jerks. A bunch of jerks. CJ Allen's not the best player. Dylan's probably not. Hold on. We're going to have to check the draft rankings here. Falk. I hate that we just can't take a receiver, right? We just can't do it. My best player available is going to be Fano and my guy Vega. My best players available both play offensive line, and they're not going to do that. Guys, we should have picked Mansour Delane. I don't think they would pick an offensive lineman. Is Avion Terrell gone? He went right before us? That was the dumbest trade in the history of sports. What a bad draft. Guys, we just had a bad draft. All right, hold on. Let me check my corner rankings. Guys, we did a bad thing. I like Colton Hood. That's fine, but I don't like him here. All right, here's what we're going to do, guys. The only way we can get out of this. John, hit the trade button. Who wants up? No, 33 is too far. We can't go down there. Who else wants it? There should be one more option. Hit the drop down on the Jets. Huh? All I see is the Jets one. Raiders for 36. All right, guys, we're effed. Let this be a lesson to you. Captain trade down's not always right. We screwed the whole thing up. Now we have to pick somebody at 17. I mean, if it's my pick, the pick is Spencer Fano. But can we trade Terrence Steele for like a 5, and then we've saved money? We have a different right tackle, but I actually think Fano's probably a guard in the NFL. Guys, I hate everything. I don't want to be in this draft anymore. I feel like I'm the Cowboys. My best players are an offensive lineman and a wide receiver, 2 things we're not going to pick. Scroll down a little bit. Let me see more players. Am I about to pick Keldrick Falk? Oh, guys, this isn't good. Take the offensive lineman? Safety from Oregon, take down. You know who I might take is Colton Hood. I've got 17 and I've got 20. I'm not going to like the value of either one of these picks. I'm not going to like the value of either one of these. Start over. Let's just run through this real quick and then restart it. We should have picked Mansour Delane. Take. Oh my God, people are going to hate me. Take Keldrick Falk. Take Colton Hood if he's there. Just keep on scrolling. Right there. Take Colton Hood. Now we're going to get a bad grade from Pro Football Focus because they don't think he's as good as I do. Anthony Hill would be an option here. This one's going to take a lot of scrolling around, though. Oh, man, Chris Johnson at that spot would be really good. Another corner. What have I taken? I took Falk, and I took a corner. 50. F it. Take Anthony Hill. Screw it. All right, that's a bad mock. But we did it. Got a super chat from Dave, kind of off topic, but I'm curious how the late season emergence of Flournoy affects the draft and Pickens. I think none. I don't want to be the guy who does the something pretty good is happening, so let's just assume that he's actually the best player ever. It shouldn't affect them at all. What could affect it is if they know they can't get a deal done, and then they know they could go, instead of parking $28 million on the cap, they could spend that somewhere else and get draft compensation for Pickens. Then what you could do is, in that scenario I just played out, you could draft Jordan Tyson. Roman Wolf Gaming. Jeff, I'm about to steal you, take you to a steak dinner, and ask you point blank, why do you hate Dylan Thieneman? Ball hawk speed, Cooper DeJean 2.0. The difference is Cooper DeJean played a bunch of outside man corner defense and had badass chops out there. Like, they're very different players. Thieneman is a back there player. And he's not bad when he plays like the underneath safety that he plays at Oregon sometimes. He plays it really well in terms of zone diagnosis and movement and making plays in that way. But they're very different players. So I don't love that comp. You know what I think you're doing? I think you're doing a melanin comp. There's different players. Thieneman isn't a man coverage corner. He's a really good zone eyes, feel, deep safety, half field safety, robber, just a little different player. All right, start it over, John. Can you do a new mock? That was terrible. That was awful. What a bad mock. I assure you I will not fail you again. Jeff sucks at drafting, but great at trading. Well, in the last 10 minutes, I agree with you. Well, no, and here's the thing. We're not disagreeing about Thieneman. I think he's probably a top 20 player in this draft. If they pick him at 20, I'll be like, hey, you fixed safety. You're good there, right? We agree. It's just that somehow if people think that he could go 5 spots higher than I do, I hate him. And that's not how this works. Oh, look, Mansour Delane's there. Let's see what all the other things were. Can you go up and show me the whole draft? Mendoza, Styles, Bain, Bailey, Lemon, Downs, Reese, Love, Tate, Maui Noah, McCoy. Here's what we're not going to do. Captain Trade Down's not going to fart around and let down the entire fan base this time. Just, wait, scroll down on the available players, though. What are the available trade options? I'm kidding. What was it? No, they're coming up for our guy. Take Mansour Delane. Take Mansour Delane. Now we're going to go down to 20. Here we go. We took a corner. So most likely, you know what I think I'm learning in this crap? What I'm learning in this crap is that they better get it right in free agency so that I can take an offensive lineman if I need to. If Pickens is going to be here, you're not going to take a wide receiver, and that's fine if I'm eliminating one position, but I can't be eliminating a bunch of positions. Smash Booker. Dang it, I hate that we're good at guard because that Penn State guard's going to be a good player. I can't take any of my receivers. Let me run down my stack. It's going to be Tyson and Fano again as the top-ranked players, and I can't take either one. Scroll the available players more. I could do a McNeil Warren. He might be able to be what you want in the slot there. Conception, man, it's going to be so many receivers at the top of my board right here. Colton Hood's still available. Oh, yeah, because that's their rankings. They're going to always have those same people available for me. Omar Cooper's better than that. A lot of guys are better than that are listed. Go back up. All the way back up. And let me remember who I saw that we could pick here. I guess we could do Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I think you're overrating Delane. He's good, man. He's a good player. Trade down here to the 30s. Wait, was Messidor in there? Oh, yeah, he's gone. Okay. You could definitely trade down here, but who I'd be trading away from would be who wants it? We're not going to go down that low. We're going to take Emmanuel McNeil Warren. We're going to take ourselves a big old safety, a big old long safety who can play in the box, who can play in the slot, who can play up top. We're going to take him. We're going to go secondary. No Caleb Banks love. I do love Caleb Banks. I don't know how high I would take him. Like, I do think he's an absolute freak show, and absolute freak shows don't fall too far. But if your tape is that you're the 60th best player in the draft, and then as a human, you go, oh my God, where do you put that? I don't know. I remember we had so much hype about Brandon Carr. How did that turn out? If Brandon Carr was on this team, he'd be your best corner by a long shot. I would love to have Brandon Carr right now. That'd be great. But man, I mean, Mansour Delane just has the best tape in this class from this year. I don't know how you're going to fight that. I don't know why you guys are fighting me tonight. If you guys want a piece of me, find me on the streets. But don't really, because I can't fight, and I don't really have the aptitude to get my brain into an angry place. So that would be tough. No fighting. Sonny Styles' brother. Sonny Styles' brother ran a great 40, but we got to remember, right now we're just at the combine. Being at the combine doesn't mean that the guys who worked out the best are the best football players. Sonny Styles' brother is not going to go in the top 50. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I just think he's hit his ceiling. You know what? And that's fair. Like, Mansour Delane is another one of the guys in this draft that does not have the prototypical traits. He's an inch taller than you dream of. He's 5 to 10 pounds lighter than you dream of. He's not long-armed. He's just a really good football player. But who's the corner you want? You're going to want somebody shorter. You're going to want a hurt guy. You're going to want, like, Mansour Delane is going to be the benefactor of how this class is at the top. Do you think the broadest 12 and 20 for 6 and 39 trade is a possibility, or is that a pipe dream? I think playing around with just these two things makes me think it would be fun. If you're talking about getting me Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles by getting to 6, suddenly I'm more in on it, especially if it played out anything like that. And at 39, I could get one of the corners that I like. Chris Johnson, Colton Hood, Avion Terrell. Surely some of those will be gone. Jeff is a drafter, not a fighter. It's true. I'm sorry. We thought Morris Claiborne was like, yeah, but that's just being wrong. People are wrong sometimes. If I ever see you in public, I'll be giving you a check to cover the pool. Solid Duck, when I tell you, I will try to find the best computer savvy person I know to figure out where you are at all times so that I can find you in public. That's 23.6, baby. That's a big check. Jeff, is Bain your dream pick? I think so, but again, imperfect prospect. You're talking massive outlier in terms of how he's built an NFL success. And you're also talking maybe not ideal fit on what the Cowboys want to do, but they can talk about what they want to do and talk about a 3-4 defense all day long. If they end up in a 4-2 a bunch, then sure. I think Rueben Bain's a hell of a player. I think he has top 3 tape in this class, maybe top 1. So yeah, I'll take him on my football team at 12, and I'll just acknowledge, I'm betting on an outlier, and if I end up looking stupid, that's my fault. Just did one, and they had Reese and Dylan both fell. Is that the hot dog or the bun?
No, this is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog too.
I think it's one of them is the dog and one is the bun. We're just without condiments there. I love that stupid drop.
No, this is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog too.
Yeah. I think it's a hot dog too. We got to get these things into stadium. So yeah, look at Garrett Nussmeier out there. I think Garrett Nussmeier can kind of play. Don't tell anybody I said that. I'm going to base it all on this throw. Money. Combine receiver 26. Is that Trey Lance's brother? I should know that. He let Nussy down. All right, everybody. I think I'm done. We mock drafted. We hung out. I hit this button twice. I'm gonna hit it one more.
No, this is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog too.
Let's go sign all the free agents. AJ Halsey really disappointed me. What did AJ Halsey do to you? I like AJ Halsey, LSU safety. I need a 2nd round pick to get him, maybe even a 3rd if the league will let me. But I'll take him in a heartbeat. Big old thumpy dude that can also cover a deep half. That's my guy. Football instincts. That's what I'm talking about. Jeff, thanks for always being consistent with your content. I don't feel like I am, but thank you. I need to get more consistent on my solo stuff. No, 4.5 safety is not bad. He just happened to run when a bunch of guys are running 4.3 and 4.4. What do you run? 4.52, 4.54? That's above average NFL safety speed. Don't let the really fast guys who run fast that aren't as good at football skew what is an acceptable or good time for the position. AJ Halsey is not even a slow safety. Technically, I guess he'd be called a fast safety, but his speed's okay. It's fine. It's cool. It's just fine. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night. We're going to go to the, I don't know if we're going to go, but we may go back to the exact same sports bar for the 19th time in our 5 days or whatever in Indy. Bring back the Let Captain Trade Down ride. No, we tried it. Captain Trade Down was a terrible idea. Never again. Until the next time. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. I love you. Be easy.